Hi again, it's Pierre. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the subscription, the interest that you're showing for my channel, which is a very nice thing. I had some nice comments. Thank you to those who really, take their time and just say what they have to say. And I'm open to criticism, as long as it's constructive and like if you want to bring some point or whatever, then I'm open to this. There's been a saga going on with that chuck and plate, and still on and resolving surely, and we're having another episode today. What I'd like to say just before we start is I'm trying to make it a little bit humoristic, a few sarcasms in there, but I think, if that was it. Okay, that saga going on about the plate and the chuck. I've tried to make something that would be, let's say, kind of fun a little bit to just edit and for you to watch, and just hope you like it. I had a few comments that were appreciative, so yes, I'll keep up with that, and I hope to be up to the task. But today you can enjoy the that video. I'm just leaving you on this. Go back to the late and happy resolve, hopefully soon. Thank you for being there, everybody. Okay, it's another day today. Yesterday I was kind of tired and not exactly going the way I wanted to. Before I just installed it back on the chuck, I did off camera a little bit of touching up on the weld. I added a little bit because it was a little bit thin in certain places, so not a huge add up, but enough to get me from seeing through. So we're back to where we were last night, and just a little bit more metal to eat up. So let's go at it, and as it goes, then we'll just kind of readjust. Okay. Fed by hand, safer like that, because I got very different levels of filling or debris of copper. We're getting pretty close from the original surface. I'll just take it out.
good. The bottom part is not going to be touched up too much more. It's like the way I made it part from here to there is not needed for adjusting the chuck. So I need to clean up this front part here, which will give me the necessary clearance, and everything will be fine. And these kind of welds, they're pretty hard on the insert, because they tend to harden on the surface, but not too bad. Anyway, the price of an insert for fixing this is nothing compared to a new chuck. Slow. Still needs a little bit more. I think we got a good news. Everything's closed up. I'm just going to clean up lightly the bottom of this, just to get rid of a few irregularities, but I'm not too worried we're going into the material, because we're not getting that deep. So just very tiny cleanup cut, and we're in for I think we're in for success. bring you in closer. I'm kind of happy what the result is, so I want you to see that too. You've been coming along with me for so long now. Oh, we'll share that moment. There we go. This is one. Turning this. It's the other one. Got to get out of the reflections. I don't know how close we can go. This one. The other one. And that's about it. Just a very light clean up with the brush. Just to get rid of a few little burrs, but I'm happy at what it came out. I'll show you the other side. I touched them up a little bit off camera, but you'll see what it does. There we go. This is cleaned up using a deburring tool on the electric die grinder. So this is one. I'll rotate the chuck so you can see them all. This is the second one. And the third one. I think that did a pretty decent job. The plate never really got very hot, just like what you've seen previously, and I think that should complete that part. So what I'll do now, I'll do some reassembling since it's been cleaned up, and best thing I can do now is to try it up. So give me a moment and we'll get to assembly now. Here we are, we're in the quality control department, cleaning the surface plate. There's one thing we can do to check if the heat affected this part of the chuck. It's to get on the plate and check if it leans on this. We'll lean on this, but it will be much harder to check. And it also leans when it's mounted. It leans on this here. These two surfaces. So what we'll do, as a kind of try to control the work, put this sandpaper on the plate, and we'll just rub it lightly on it. It's not to redo the surface, it's just to check. We'll see the highlights, how it just like turns out. It's not any bigger papers, but that's what we got. And that plate is way better than 1/10 of a thousand like regularity over its surface, so it's pretty reliable. I'll take you with me and we'll see how it turned out. I hope you're going to see well here. There's a little bit of reflection. Here it's been touching. Here it's been touching. Here it's been touching. Touching there. I'm just about half a turn now. Touching all over the place there. Touching there. So far there's no dips, no No highs, no lows, no nothing. It's just like it seems to be pretty well straight. Okay, now we're just kind of the moment of truth, the reveal of the plot, how it turned out. So we're closer to the end. All the parts have been cleaned. Everything just checked out good. We're ready for reassembling. Okay, now we'll just put this in here with I'm going to be using some for the front part. I'll be using some whey oil. That's the best way to go, I guess, and that doesn't need very much. So I'm going to be just having a little bit on the side there. The front will be like self-lubricating itself, like here. It's easy to access. I'm going to take a little bit more care in the back. There you go, nice little coat. This is like a grade, I think 68 whey oil. There you go. This one thing that goes into the center there, I'm going to use some synthetic lubricant. It's kind of soft enough grease, and it will stay very light with age. It doesn't it won't tend to age. I'm just having not loads of it. It has to be scarce because there's something we have to take care. There's this hole here. This is meant to be injecting lubricant into the chuck. So I don't want this grease to end up clogging the so that's why I'm going very easy on this. It's just like starting the lubrication, and then after that from the other side I'll be able to add some liquid lubricant to the special low oiler there. Okay, we're ready to put the I'm just going to be adding a little bit, oops, just to start it up, where the front lubrication don't get at. That's it. Okay. I should have worn gloves though. Okay, our famous scroll going right at its place. But you don't snap the fingers in there. Okay, I'll try to put this as even as possible. Okay. This is a little piece of leather strapping. Just to go easy on this. Dings on the scroll. Don't need that. Okay, it's in. Slides in good. Okay, it's not much, just to get it started. There we go. It's don't really want to have thick oil on the mating surfaces, because oil is measurable. Layer of oil, it's not very thick, but it's measurable. So when you have something too thick, it will just like eventually just crush under the pressure and just like leave your mountings loose. So that's not what you want. Okay, now there's the part where we add more lubricant in the gear, in the pinion gear itself. I think I'll need a longer screwdriver. This is the part that works hard in the back, and since that part is sealed, that's no problem filling it up. This grease is pretty decent grease. It stays supple. It doesn't dry easy. You know, like if you do a good job packing the chuck like that, it won't be needing lubrication for a cleanup for at least a few years. So like that's good news if you don't want to undo your chuck every weekend. There you go. Now, as the other part here, the nice salvage part with the measures we did on it. It seems like it's really decent repair. But we'll know exactly when we put the chuck and the plate and we start machining with it. But so far it seems good. I can't reach the bottom of this too well, so okay. I'm going to put oil grease into the bottom of those holes to have the pins lubricated. A little bit of lubricant on these surfaces. This will stop corrosion, rust, and metal degradation. There you go. I'm going to try to avoid the surfaces where you got the parts going together. This part there and this part there will mate. Like, just has to be, very fine layer. Not you don't grease it up. So, there you go. You just rub it in a little bit like that. The grease on the tissue will be more than enough to do the job right. Okay, now we'll mount these the gears will be mounted soon. There you go. There are the parts. When I disassembled them, if you remember, I did take some notes where they were going. I just engraved very lightly with a little grinder here to give them, to get the position where they're going. I did that on the gear, the sleeve, and also the locking pin that keeps them from moving back and forth once it's going to be in place. So we'll just a little bit of grease on that. what I'll do, I'll use a tissue so it doesn't pick up any junk from the table. I'll do them one at a time. So this is number 3. Do number 2. I need a longer screwdriver to get the grease from the bottom of this. It's just like my fingers aren't long enough. There we go. Tasty stuff. So this is the gear in itself. Doesn't need tons of it, but I'll just try to have every tooth lubricated. So like, and since this groove here is where this retainer goes, so a little bit of grease won't hurt. Into the retaining groove. There we go. Just bring it around. That doesn't need tons of it, but just enough. Okay, this is number 3 here. This is its place. There it goes. The bushing itself will have grease treatment too. Okay, this is going this way. There we go. And in this one here, number 3 is here. They're just like written on them. The company wrote them. I don't know why they didn't write the other part that goes with it, but they wrote at least this part. Okay, this is going to go this way. Next. And if you hear the cat meowing, it's because he's outside. And what I got there is he did it. Yeah, just there was a dog interested to play with him, but he wasn't interested into playing. He was too scared. I tried to pick him up and take him away from the dog, and since the dog just came pretty close when I had the cat in my arms, he really got at me. Let me tell you, he's got good teeth. And he hurts too. If you really get bit by a cat, I guess you know what I mean. They seem nice, but when they're scared, just beware. There we go. Right into this hole. Fit it there. There we go. This is number 1. The last one. I'll let you guess the number. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay. Now you can't really go wrong. This here, this pin is a key to this part here, so it will just be keyed in and it will fall automatically into the right spot. So there, let's pick this out. These shouldn't fall, hope not. Okay. Let's go.
Now, I just have to adjust. Greasy hands don't work too well. I have to adjust these here so they fit into their locking slots. And I think that's right in. Yep, exactly what we needed. Okay. Now, to help with the process of making this go in, we can use the screws. Okay, let's start pushing the okay, pushing it back in place. Okay, I'm just gonna find a high spot and act more on the high spot at first. Okay. That's going in. Okay, leather strap. If you have to force it in a little bit, it's totally normal, because this is a tight fit. There we go. Coming along. That's about there. Final tightening. There's one series of screws in the back, those four, and these holes there, the screws, there are 3 screws, but they go from the front, and they will finish the work. Okay, easy. I'm just snugging every time, very slowly. Then we'll go for a full rotation after that and do the finishing. There we go. I don't know if you're as curious as I am. I'd like to know if it turns now. What's... oh. Okay. Keep the suspense till the end. That's not nice, but couldn't resist. Wow. I like the sound of that. Now, the other side. Okay, the 3 other mounting screws are here. Let's put a little lubrication on them. The usage of coolant on these chucks will jam them up pretty goodly. Just a little trick, when you want to tie up something on the round piece of whatever, you don't go outside like that. It doesn't give you as much leverage as if you just go from inside like this and hold it this way. It's much
much easier way to get leverage. This old part here will give you more leverage than if you try to get from the outside. There we go. And that's as tight as it gets. Start installing the jaws, and they're numbered. If you look in the bottom of the tracks there, each got their number. So here I've got number 1. This one is written like on the side there. There are different places where they can be written. Sometimes maybe it could be the end, could be under. Just when you undo them, unless four jaw chock independent jaws won't be written because they're all the same. But scroll chocks, they're dedicated to one space. Okay, see this part of the scroll coming in? So I just take it back, take the number 1 jaw, and I'll be, while I'm at it, putting a little bit of a whey oil on it, there and there, and presenting the jaw there will allow it to grab. And going to jaw number 2, checking again on the side that we got jaw number 2, a little bit of whey oil there, there we go. Present the jaw number 2 to the scroll, keep on turning, it's in. Jaw number 3, same thing. I shouldn't tell you that and just laugh when I hear about it, but little hint on that. When you just oiled up a chock like that and you start it like full speed or something like that on the lathe, just don't stand in front of it. And I guess I don't need to tell you exactly why now. You're gonna get splashed. Okay, number 3's in, ready for number 4. By now I'd normally be finished, but this is a 6 jaws, so a few more. Number 4, check it good, make sure we're in the right spot. Start. Okay. Okay, number 6. They're all engaged. Yes, I'm right. They're engaging into the chuck, and they seem so far to be equal. But so far so good, see? They're all equal, centered, and it's working very good now. Okay, we're ready to go work on the back plate now. When it's apart, it's much lighter. This comes to be a pretty heavy chunk now. I'm just gonna I've got a little luggage scale I can use for testing out how much this could weigh. It's a hefty chunk though. Like steel is heavy. Okay, now let's check how much this chuck weighs. Okay, 0 scale. Hey, it weighs 62.5 pounds. That's quite a heavy chuck. And the back plate's not on it. The back plate weighs 17.5 pounds. Add the two up.